You know, it has to be said that wherever Meghan Markle turns up, there's drama. You know, she often talks about her very short time and stint in the TV drama Suits. And have you noticed she refers to it as when I was on my show, forgetting, of course, that she was way down the pecking order and it was an ensemble cast. But of course, never let that be a problem for Meghan wanting to take over the starring role. Apparently, according to a source who worked with her, she does this simply because she believes that she's brought more star power to that particular programme than anybody else. And in that respect, I would say that she's correct, because obviously that show got a boost the moment that she moved into the British monarchy, albeit for a very short period. But you see, as she rocked up in New York for the Times 100 most influential people, many people have pointed out she didn't exactly make the cut as one of the most influential people, but was there for an interview nonetheless. Well, things behind the scenes didn't exactly go to plan. As ever, let me explain. Morning, chums, good to see you today. Thank you so much for your time. Lovely to have you. Oh, I'll do that better. Lovely to have your company in this beautiful sunshine, and of course the traditional red phone box. People are always shocked, you know, when they ask me. They say, and I say, no, there's no phones in them. They couldn't be though, could they? Because I suppose you could use a credit card. But I'm not quite sure. Well, you wouldn't have coins now. Would anybody have? I mean, I've got money on me. Yeah. Oh, yes, you can. Well, don't get it out, obviously. But I can. But I carry money on me just for those emergencies, you know. Well, there was one way back in, well, when was that? I think 89, but I eventually got my wallet out, yes. But, you know, on a serious note, no, they are there really for selfies and pictures, and people wanted to take a picture of a traditional red phone box. Long may they remain. I think they look terrific. Now, it's a bit like this particular story. I've often said this about Meghan. Never ever sticks to the plot, you know. If you remember, 40 times 40 went and came, and you know, nobody bothered. We're not allowed to mention that now, are we? There's so many things that, you know, you just are not allowed to mention. I love the way she wriggled out of the fact that American Riviera, well, it sounded like word salad. Well, yeah, we all knew that from the start, dear. But the thing is, it was your idea and apparently you loved it. The moment things got a bit tricky, well, as ever, somebody else's fault, to coin a phrase. Now, when she rocked up to the Times 100 thing where she gave a chat about putting flowers and everything, I mean, how annoying would that be? Honestly, can you imagine having scrambled eggs? I don't understand this. I mean, I know they're edible, but who wants to put flowers on scrambled eggs? You know, I was putting it on everything. No doubt Prince Harry, if he sat there long enough. Yes, I mean, you just kind of think, what were you trying to sell? Have you got some shares in that? Because clearly that was the only achievement that this particular woman could spew out. But you see, what was fascinating, I found, was how nervous the CEO was interviewing Meghan, and rightly so. You see, if you remember, during her Netflix cooking show, right? And there were many choice cuts, were there not, to pick from. Many indeed where, you know, she didn't necessarily come over as the best. And as I pointed out and told you first, of course, on the show, they had to revoice many things over because basically Meghan forgot that she had a guest. She's more than happy to ask a question and answer it herself. And as we saw that with an interviewer, the minute, say, somebody mentions somebody else like Nicole Kidman, well, there's a cold glaze goes over as if I'm bored now. Never mind about Nicole Kidman, get back to me. But you will notice that when she was chatting to Mindy Kaling, of course, there was the famous interview moment now where basically she got chastised for daring to call her Meghan Markle. Don't you know I'm Meghan Sussex? Well, as you can imagine, what happened at the Time 100 was this. You see, they put these big screens up, right? And I've seen them many times because I work with them a lot. And they get your graphic and, you know, the font size and everything. And basically, they decided to bill her as Meghan Sussex, you know, brand as ever, chat, all of that, picture. Oof. Well, when one of the team came in, no, it's not Meghan Sussex now. No, it has to be Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. So this berating of Mindy literally on the Netflix show, well, that's all out the window. No, don't, you know, it's not Meghan Sussex now. And so very quickly they had to retypo it, everything. But just to be sure, one of the production team, and I have this on 100% authority, literally had to double check and say, can we just double check? And apparently Meghan looked into space, well, somebody with her basically said, well, yes, it's Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Why? Well, Why? Because you had Drew Barrymore announce you as Meghan Sussex, and then you had your friend being berated on Netflix. So consequently, if anybody dares to call her Meghan Sussex now, expect that cold stare glaze, because quite frankly, that's what she now truly believes. And as I told you before, without the title from the British monarchy, Meghan Markle remains just simply an out-of-work cable TV actress. At least with Time 100, they had a bit of a cachet of using somebody, a real-life duchess, in their myths. Now she understands why titles are important, even if she didn't believe so when she spoke to Oprah. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.